pregame, and it's away from basketball. But I want to ask you, considering your upbringing, talk about the influence your mom has been to you, considering this Mother's Day.
She's meant everything to me. Everything we didn't have as a kid growing up, me and my sister and my little brother. She did everything she could to make sure we had, what we needed. And like I said, I always love my mom. She's always been there for me since day one. The toughest thing in my life, I think, is when I had to move to Kansas City. My sophomore year of high school, to live with my uncle for a better opportunity, to have a father figure in my life and to try to take my basketball to another level. Me and my mom were separated at that time. It was the toughest thing I ever had to do. It was tough on her as well. So, anything that I can always give her, I want to give her the world. She means so much to me, as well as my grandma, who also stepped in and did a great job of raising me as well. So those two ladies right there, I would do anything for. And like I said, I love my mom, I love my grandma, and happy Mother's Day again.
Coach, how do they impact your coaching, aside from you being the person that you are? What type of influence do they have on your coaching?
You said coaching?
Yes.
Just knowing how to treat people. I think it's the biggest thing. Communicate, knowing how to treat people the right way. And they taught me that my whole upbringing of just having respect and knowing how to treat people.
Thanks. Go to Andrew. You can go to Andrew.
It felt like today was one of the first times in weeks you've had a chance to play more conventional rotations with Kawhi going the first and third quarter. What'd you see from those rotations getting back to somewhat normal?
It was good, just trying to figure out with Cousins on the floor, just, the things to run, the things he can pick up and understand. But having Kawhi play that first quarter was good. Having PG with the second unit, so just some things we got to continue to keep figuring out. I thought their pressure tonight, their physicality really wore us down, throughout the course of the game. And it really got into us and really tested us, ball handling, our passing. And they were physical with us all night.
Yeah, obviously their defense is excellent this year, but did you feel like you guys gave them easy opportunities to get out of possessions without points because there was maybe over dribbling or turnovers? I think you guys made it easier on them than necessary?
Yeah, I think so. I think we came into the game just talking about they were going to, stun off the pass or they were going to jump the elbows. There's going to be physical, got to own our space, And I thought early on, we did that. And then I think as the game went along, they kind of wore us down. And, their physicality and their toughness kind of, wore us down going, into the second half.
Thanks, Andrew. Go over to Miriam.
Hi. In terms of physicality, how helpful is Boogie in that regard? You can kind of bring him in and have him be like some enforcer type.
Yeah, Cuz is really good for us. Just the biggest problem, like I said, just offensively, just trying to catch up and understand what we need to run and things like that. But, his presence on the floor with the physicality and having a post presence, a guy that teams respect and double team. And so he's good for us in that regard. But we just got to just get him up to speed on the offensive end.
Can I also ask you about Nick Batum? And you always want him to shoot. And it seems sometimes like you have more faith in his shot than he does. But tonight he let it fly and help.
Yeah, he did early, and I thought he turned some down, late, into that fourth quarter where he's a 40% three-point shooter. So whenever, he's open, he has to take those shots because if we don't, we usually don't get a worse shot. So just keep preaching on that. He was great today. I thought we got down 10. He hit a huge three, got a big steal for a dunk to kind of give us a chance to get back in the game. But I thought he was really good overall.
Thanks. We got time for two more. We'll go to Justin Russo.
Hey, Coach. You guys got out to a 10-0 lead, and then it kind of just seemed like everything almost went in like slow motion for you guys. Did it feel like the energy was off at all, or was this just a game where just nothing went right?
I don't know about the energy. I just, I think, like I said, we got to a good start. We got the defensive technical call, so Reggie Bullock got a free throw, and then they kind of got going, with less from shooters. For them to get back in the game down 10-0, we was kind of undisciplined when they kind of got to 10-7. Some mistakes that we had made and we created on our own. So just staying disciplined, sticking with the game plan. But then after that, I just thought we kind of went back and forth scoring the basketball. I thought we did a good job on Julius Randle in the first half, and he kind of got going in that fourth quarter. But Derrick Rose, I thought really came in and changed that game for them all night.
If you don't mind me asking about Rose, were you fine with the shots that you guys gave up to him? Because he did take a lot of jumpers, but he ended up making them. Were you fine with the shots you gave up to him?
I mean, he made some pull-up jump shots that, that's his game, but some floaters going away from the basket, one step inside the free throw line. And he just kind of had it going tonight. So we tried to mix it up on him by blitzing him, by switching him a little bit, by going a little zone. But it was just one of those nights where he had everything going, on all cylinders. He had 3-point shot, the pull-up, floaters, attacking, getting all the way to the basket. So he had everything going tonight.
Thank you.
Thanks. And then the last question, go to Nick Hamilton.
Hey, Coach, speaking about Derrick Rose, what makes him so difficult to contain and defend against, especially when you guys are really putting pressure on him to try to alter his shots or try to make him take those high percentage, shots?
I think it's speed of being able to, get to the basket, attack downhill, but also being relentless attacking or getting to his spot. And he's one of the best in the league of getting to his spot, taking his time, never takes bad shots. He always gets to where he wants to get to. A lot like D-Wade, when D-Wade played. You can't speed him up. You can't pressure him because they're always going to get to their spot. And D-Rose is the same kind of player.
Thanks, Coach. It's all the time we got.